Hello, welcome to our channel again, all of you subscribers of our channel, Joel Amen TV. And for those of you following me on my LinkedIn profile today, especially, because we're talking about business and we're talking about SMB solution. As you can see, I'm not by myself. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Luis, and we just said, we had a chat. When was that, Luis?
Well, first of all, thank you, Joel, for having me here in your channel, and thank you for inviting me. So I think it was around a week ago or 2 weeks ago. We're talking about this, like we usually do, and it was related to the importance of data backup for the within the SMB
Correct.
field,
Hmm.
and how important it is to not only have your cybersecurity protection, but also having backup as your last line of defense.
Hmm.
Because I think we started talking about sometimes many SMBs don't consider it because they believe they're only protected by cybersecurity and that's all. But what about your data? What happens when your cybersecurity is some leaks, as an example? So I think that's how everything started.
Right, exact. Because we were wondering, and you know what? I was talking with some other people, and I realized that we sometimes, being in the IT field, we sometimes tend to make things a little bit difficult for non-IT person to understand. And then, you know, chatting with you, that's how the idea came and say, how can we make it more easy for the people who are not IT, focused people, IT minded people? Because at the end of the day, who is more affected by data corruption or data loss is the other line of business. Before the
Yep.
IT people, it's usually the other line of businesses. So the owner, the CFO, the HR, they are the first one to be concerned when company data is missing or it's corrupted.
And
So,
especially, and I'm sorry for interrupting, especially because to your point, they don't have the basic technical skills to understand what's data corruption, what happens. They just think, oh, I'm sorry, I just got a virus, my computer went off, everything shut off, or where is my data? I lost this spreadsheet. I had some contacts here. That's how they see it. So the IT person, yes, they're all experts, but then I think it's just a little bit of um, education that the rest always need. So, yep,
yeah. Now, because as you can imagine, it's really, and I was telling that to some other friends, and I was telling them, listen, and it came through one meeting that I had this week. After that meeting, it came to my mind, understanding cybersecurity and backup. And I used the analogy of a house. The entrance, the doors, any entrance to the house, we usually put a lock. We usually find a way to lock the entrance to the house. And not only that, we also usually get some security cameras or things like that. So to watch what's going on inside, or some people go as far as getting movement
motion
sensors,
sensors. Yep, motion
motion
sensors.
sensors in the houses. And most of the people, not all, but people who know, who kind of been there, they know that you need something on top of that. You need
Yep.
to have some insurance. And that's where backup came to my mind as some form of insurance for a homeowner, or now let's talk about it as a business owner.
Yep. Even for your personal data, because you own your personal data. I was talking to my family, well, my mom last night because she's a retired CPA or accountant, and of course she's still managing um, private portfolios on her own. So I was just looking at how she does it. Of course, it's a very traditional way of backing off all the data into hard drives and more hard drives. And I told her, hey, do you by any chance have any other um, backup source? And she's like, well, I have this one that have my laptop, and
Mhm.
then I also have this hard drive, and then I have this other big hard drive that is not connected to anything else. I'm like, okay, she understands the importance of having like the I think it's a 32110.
Yes.
So I told her don't plug it in with on anything else. So no, this is just a regular hard drive and it's always off. I just update it every week whenever I make
Mhm.
changes. But it's important because some people just don't consider it important, and that's just personal stuff, small stuff that she does.
Mhm.
But for small businesses, especially people that run their businesses from home, what
Mhm.
happens? Like you're saying, you put a lock on your front door,
Mhm.
maybe your windows, and you have the motion sensors. But
Mhm.
if someone breaks in and takes your stuff, you have data backup to recover. Oh, it's on the cloud. Doesn't matter. You don't know who was watching you online, and
Exactly.
because of that reason, that's why. Because trust me, it happens. It
Mhm.
happens. They watch you online. They break into your place, and
Mhm.
they know that you were managing some very sensitive or financial data, and they can get it.
They can
And then
get it.
they steal your equipment, and
Mhm.
they're it's in the cloud. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna go in the cloud, log in, and just download it again. No, because if they watch you, those are professional hackers,
Mhm.
and they can get the data from you. So no cloud, no cybersecurity. Where's your data backup?
Yes, because that's one thing I always advise people. I say, yes, you have all this, you have the gateway, you have the encryption and all that. But don't forget that some of these hackers, they still find a way to get in. Like in a house, you can have all the lock system, you can have all the motion sensors, you can have all of that. But some of those gangsters, they know how to just to break in. So you need to have a way to get back what was yours in case they get in. And that's where insurance comes in. And sometimes, I mean, it's also because people don't think the extent of the damage that can occur when that data that was
Yeah.
stolen from them is leaked in the public.
Yep.
You know, because one of the challenges. As before we go, I see that we had a comment here from Mnat saying, "Hey, thank you for joining us tonight. We're
Thanks,
just
guys. Yep.
chatting a little bit, and we just have some break from whatever busy schedule that we have in our lives, and we decided let's just go quickly and chat a little bit and maybe inspire some of the SMBs to think and consider backup as part of the security strategies, because we know, yes, you can have all that, as we say, you can have all the locks, you can have all the access point security set in place. But what if and when they do that? Because like we usually say in when we talk about backup, we use this recovery protection. But what
All
if
the all the technical terms. Yeah. What
all the
if this
technical
happens?
terms?
Yeah.
Yes, because nobody really planned
No.
to have their house broken into. Nobody plans to have the data stolen from the company. Nobody just wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to expose all my data in the public. Nobody does it. Those people who like it, who are after your data, they will do whatever it takes. They will do whatever it takes. And yeah, I have another comment here. Oh, everything connected into the internet can be hacked. Yes.
Everything, especially today. I think another example will be possibly it's not connected to this call, but your smartphone.
Right.
Every day on a daily basis, we receive those phone calls from supposedly courier companies. Hey, we have a package for you, and you should come and pick it up. And I think it's also having the basic of just a little bit of education. Listen, just don't fall for it. Don't give your password because they can also break into your phone. Just get your passwords and just get into your bank accounts and steal money from it, or just I think build this entire let's call it like a lie, and they give you a call and then they go and ask you to deposit money here and there. They just want to steal your data, or just, at the end of the day it's just money. That's what they want. Data
Yeah.
is money. So
Data is money.
everything connected to the internet can be for sure hacked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And he's saying, I know him, Master Electronic. He say, therefore, it's recommended to go offline while working with sensitive information. Yes, sometimes, but sometimes it's not possible, and that's why we have VPNs and we have other different tools where you can create a tunnel, a safe space where you can do. We know some hackers will be able to break in, and that's why you need to have some security strategies. And I was thinking maybe I'll probably invite one of our good friend as well to help us talk about
Yeah.
the best security structure, the basic foundation that any SMB should have, small business owners, and maybe even small home office people, what kind of strategy they can have in place. Because I was watching one video, they were talking about some of the tools, some of the, how they call it again, firewalls that you can use in a small settings like your home. You can control the traffic, you can see, and some of them are really advanced. You can have a lot of information looking at all these IPs coming into it. IPs, it's people trying to connect through the internet to your network. And the other day I saw something. They were showing how those people can hack into your through your Wi-Fi. I'm like, where is the world going?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the first time I heard that. But here's the other thing. I'm not an expert on firewalls and such. So the other thing is that, for example, I focus on SMB on a daily and weekly basis, monthly basis, and quarterly basis, and all that. So many of these SMBs, they're not even IT. They
Right.
just, let's say they just have a small, they small they run a small dentist office. So their main focus is just helping people with their dental procedures and all that, and they have their database and all that, but they don't know about firewalls. Like I told you before, they don't know about data protection, cybersecurity. So I think sometimes we need an expert just to come um, to their level and say, listen, this is the technical explanation, but this is what you're actually doing. And then, like you're saying, many of these technologies are amazing for big corporations, huge companies, because they have huge IT departments. But what about SMB? Sometimes they're just run by the owner, maybe the owner and the CFO, or maybe the owner and the one IT person, which is could be a recent graduate, and they don't have all the skills to run all these technologies. I mean, I wish we could have something like this. I know there is there plug and play, but how secure it is and how easy to use it is.
Yeah, yeah. Because maybe it's probably the people need to understand the impact of data loss or data corruption. Because if you realize sometimes the importance of having insurance on your car, on your equipment, on whatever you have, then you start thinking, you start really thinking. And as a business owner, I think one of the key areas is really to think about what if I lose all this data?
Yeah.
Am I still be able to remain competitive? Am I still being to remain to abide by the laws? Because when you
Yeah,
sell stuff,
compliance.
you need to be compliant. If you have people's information, you need to protect it in a certain way.
Yep.
And if you're not able to do it, then you may lose some government authorization to perform certain businesses.
We can use a very basic example today. What about if you lose this? When you lose your own phone?
Right,
Just to begin with, that's your personal data. What's the first thing that they can do with your phone? They
right.
can get into your bank account. That's the first thing they will do. Just try to log in and use a hack the password. So if we start with that basic example, then we move to a business owner. What about if they just go and hack your internet connection and get into your network and then steal your data? Just to make it easier for all the viewers just watching this, just start with your phone. The minute you lose your phone, just go crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
I would panic because I have family information there, especially personal data there, phone numbers or bank account, car insurance information, and more that can be hacked or that can be sold to third parties, and then the hacking calls will continue. As an example.
Right, right, exact. Because if you know that you can become unable to perform your daily activities as a business, then it's something that I will ask: are you willing to take that chance, that risk? Because at the end of the day, it's like we always say in the IT is in the IT, it's not about if, it's always about when. And
Yep.
talking about this, I still remember 7 years ago, doing my stuff, video stuff, and all that. I had an external hard drive. And back then, I was okay. It's my external hard drive. I can store stuff there. I can buy stuff on that drive. And it was under warranty. It was fine. And guess what? That drive failed just one day after the warranty expires. All the data that was on that drive was gone. You know,
Wow.
but most of it was, video recordings, that I had on tapes, on mini DV tapes, but some of them were already edited. So already it's work done. So you imagine you spend hours to do a video editing. You save it on that drive, and that drive you cannot access it.
You lose all the content, and that's your time. In this, I think if I can say, that time it didn't it didn't fall into someone else's hand because it was your own hard drive, and then it just died. But what happens if someone else gets their hands on that hard drive and get that content? So it's gonna be your content. Probably they're not gonna repost it, but get the ideas and steal your own ideas for their own podcast or their own channels.
Yeah,
So
but I'll give you also an example. When I in still in this business, small business of video, videography and all photography and all that. I know one guy. He used to recycle those video cassettes. Those mini DV tapes that we used
mhm,
to have on the thing. Even the the SD card. The guy used to recycle. I told him, please stop doing that, because what will happen? You may corrupt the SD drive, and he may not record properly the next time. And the biggest fear is if or when, let's say, you decide to download everything on a hard drive, and that hard drive get corrupted and you cannot access it. And in the meantime, you've already recycled the SD card.
yeah,
So you lose on both sides, the SD card and the drive. No backup.
yep, yep,
No
and then
backup.
and then you lose everything.
And then if you already paid, because on this kind of job, for example, my staff, I usually ask for a 50% of the whole work, to 50% of my fees to be paid up front. So you get paid 50% of that, and you cannot deliver on the job. So what do? You have to reimburse all the funds.
reimburse all the funds, and probably mitigate or remedy whatever your customer says. Listen, you made me. I mean, I lost time. I don't have not even half the content. Now I'm losing money because I needed that content. So yeah, it can go it can that's the compliance. That's the
Mm-hmm.
legal compliance.
Mm-hmm.
No backup. Then how do you respond to the end user to whom you cause harm? Maybe
Right.
not intentionally, which it happens because if you're an SMB, if you don't have
Mm-hmm.
backup,
Right.
then you can and then you lose your data, no, not because of not having backup,
Mm-hmm.
then you cause harm unintentionally to an end user.
Right.
Then comes all the legal fees because they're gonna go after that SMB. Then the SMB cannot do anything because they have to go. But I mean, I know maybe I'm just being melodramatic, but I'm just being real because I think one thing adds to another, and it's just things that I've seen in the past, in
Mm-hmm.
through different cases, but all adds up to at the end of the day, I think money
Mm-hmm.
and mental peace.
Yeah. And also reputation, because what happened is
Yeah,
like people may start, I mean, they may lose trust in you, in your business. They may think, okay, this guy is, with all the money that we're paying him, he cannot have a proper backup system to protect the data. Then they lose trust, because
like any
in
other
the
business.
actual world, it's, when people lose trust with their data, it's it's over.
Yep.
It's over
Yeah,
because
you're not gonna be able to recover that loss end user. And we know for sure from facts that word of mouth runs faster. Negative news spread faster than
right,
positive news. So the minute
exactly.
any user is affected, they're like, no, don't go to these business because they lost my data, they lost part of my money, and I couldn't get it back. And it was unfortunate, but I don't trust them anymore. And then that other person, okay, I'm not gonna go there. Listen, by the way, don't go to that business. So at the end of the day, you're gonna have what, five, six, seven more possible end customers that are not going to go to you. So you
Right,
don't only lose your reputation, but literally just you lose your entire business unless you
you lose
move
your
out of the
business.
country and you go to another country and
Right.
speak another and speak another language and you maybe change your face and ID. Listen, the importance of passports. You never know, but it's just like that.
No, that's true. I even reading like this comment now from Mass Electronics, say information on hard drive never disappear. Your drive reader pen just got corrupted. Yes, but to recover from that, it's cost a lot of money. You know,
Yeah,
because with my drive it was 1 terabyte, and I called a couple places. They told me yes, we can do it, but it will cost you
it's gonna
like
cost you money.
$300 or $400. I'm like, no, you know, because I knew I had all the information on mini DV cassette. So I'm like, no, I accept the loss. But in some other places, depending on the business, I may not be question. It may not be easy. Okay, here's another question. The biggest question is: the cloud never exists. It's just someone or corporation storage. Yes, and that's a thing. You can have your personal cloud. You can create a personal cloud in your home, making sure that your NAS, your network attached storage device, is connected to the network. But again, that's bring another level where I think maybe Master Electronic, you can join us one of these days, and you and I can talk and see how we can do it. But we probably need to have somebody in that area of security, explain how we can take advantage of the different solutions that are available now. You see, because yes, it's somebody else's storage, but we're using it. We're using it, and it may it may get corrupted. They may hack it just to
Yep,
access the data. Yeah.
yep.
So what would you say? What would you say to SMBs still on the fence? What would you tell them today?
I think just what I always tell them, listen, is not only is not the fact that we want to be able to provide a solution for you right away and just send you the bill. It's just that the importance of data backup doesn't matter how many antiviruses or cybersecurity you have. you also have to consider the last line of defense after you have everything else. So even if you're an SMB, it doesn't matter if you have the just come and talk to experts like Joel or myself or even Master Electronics. He's online.
Mhm.
Just ask a question, ask around, go to an IT professional, ask a question, go to a go get a second opinion and get different quotes, get different solutions. If you don't understand do not understand them, just do some research, but ask people. But the best case scenario, you just try to get data backup and recovery, and if you can consider it, disaster recovery solutions,
Right.
because you never know who is around the corner just waiting for you to hack your network and just get your data. Or the basic example I just gave you a few minutes ago. If you
Mhm.
lose your phone, you lose your
Mhm.
personal data, you lose
Right.
part of your life.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing with your business. Just the best recommendation is just go out there and educate yourself. What's data backup and replication and disaster recovery, and how I can benefit from it, and which one is the best solution for me after I have my antivirus or cybersecurity solution.
Right. Now, I
Yep.
really appreciate you put it so in a simple, easy way
Yeah.
for people to understand. And I hope that they'll listen to you and I, and make sure that we are available. My number is there at the bottom of the screen. Reach out to me, and if I don't have all the answers, I'll make sure that I reach out to
Yeah.
Luis and ask him to join a call, or call him directly, talk to him and see what he has. And if we do not have all the answers, I can tell you we still have a network of people that well trained and aware of all the different solutions from the door to your bedroom. So
Yep. Like
to
like
your
I usually tell all the SMBs, like you were saying, I'm not that technical. I'm more on the sales side, but I never like to say no to a client. Why? Because the minute you say no, you show like you don't know anything. Let me get you the answer. Let's just come to us, ask us the question. I'll get you the answer right away. Like Joel was saying, we know different people within this field, and we can get you the answer, and we can get you the right systems engineer to put together a solution that goes according to your budget, to your level of IT education, and we'll just educate you. Whatever you need, just come to us. And for Joel, smash and subscribe to this channel. Give him a quick call. Even if you ever want to have coffee with us online, why not? Just don't be shy. Not
exact.
Saturdays and Sundays because I'm always with family and all that. But I don't care. Send him a message. He'll send me a message. Even if you just want to say hi,
Right.
this is the right call. This guy knows a lot about backup and disaster recovery, and why not? Just ask us any questions.
Why not? Ask us any question. Like my friend Louis said, we are available, and we can still connect offline for any other questions. Just like my friend said, don't forget to like the video, leave us a comment if you're going
Yep.
to watch it as a replay, and subscribe. Subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on YouTube, and make sure that you connect, because your questions will be the reason why we'll be in front of the cameras and providing you with more information and more knowledge. They will be able then to connect with other people that can help your business, that can help your need. Even if in the IT world, we can get them and answer the question that you may have. So
Yep.
leave us a like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that you may receive all the notifications, not just all of them, so you know when we are live. Of course, on this channel, we speak 3 different languages. But with YouTube, the beauty of YouTube is you can use the gear wheel and choose your subtitles. You turn on the subtitles and choose the language that you want. So, regardless of the language that I speak in this channel, if you watch me on replay, you can always select the language as a subtitle and get the full understanding of what we talk in this channel. Thank you again, Luis,
Awesome.
for your time.
No,
And
thank you for inviting me.
let me just see. I see a comment here from Marceline. If you knew me back then, I would have done that for you. Oh, really? Okay. You and I will connect. We'll connect. We'll connect offline. I know how to get a hold of you, so no
Awesome.
worries. All right. So thank you again for your time. And for those who have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, and we'll connect next time. Thank you, Luis, and see you.
Thank you, guys. Bye, Joel. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.